I grew up objectified with experiences I intuitively knew to hide. Like a comfy chair they sank into at the end of the day. Well, at least I was valued in some small way, but nobody cared what I had to say. Well, who asks a chair, how was your day? Who would ask a chair if being sat on caused it pain? And who would ever hesitate to assign an object blame? Everything I did was intended to conceal that bubbling pot of sewage inside that only grace could heal. I could grasp that you were a child of God, but to believe that of an object seemed a bit odd. My worthlessness was something I learned to hide. I stumbled through life led by false pride. I tried to dazzle you with intelligence and wit, fearing you'd see my stain and hate me for it. I finally learned people don't care how much I know. They only care about the compassion I show. I did the step work asked of me, thinking only how pleased my sponsor would be. I didn't believe I could change inside. I just needed a slip cover where my stain could hide. Today, I feel compassion for that precious, wounded child, upon whose shoulders adult responsibilities were piled. I wish I could tell that beautiful girl whose pictures I couldn't look at. I'm so sorry. I thought she was the dirty one, loathsome, ugly, and fat. Her soul wasn't the one that should carry the stain for heinous acts that began before she could spell her own name. It only took 20 years of inventories of resentments and fears, of endless rivers of healing tears, of fifth step disclosures that made me so nervous, and countless hours of esteem building service. Just 2 decades of gratitude lists and spiritual teachings I'd been taught to dismiss. When I was new, the song of morning birds made my heart sink. Damn, I'm still here, was all I could get. I was jealous of those whose suicides succeeded, believing only death held the relief I needed. We no longer dread the break of day, thinking something good might come my way. I'm a little freer with each passing day, and I no longer wish I could just pass away. Of course, I still have challenges, as all humans do, but the program finally taught me the only way out is through. I have no doubt there's more work ahead, but it's no longer something that I dread. I'm not telling you these things to elicit sympathy, only to declare that I'm finally almost free. To those of you still writhing in pain, with feelings you can't begin to explain, I long to reach out and take your hand and tell you somebody does understand. It took a near fatal relapse for me to discover that even I deserve to recover. I know that you can recover too, but we're going to need to lean on each other. We must learn to befriend our wounds. They helped us earn our seats in these rooms. When we spent our whole lives trying to escape the pain. And when we got here, not much else remained. Today, I'm close enough to glimpse the other side. And I can tell you that the gate to heaven is wide. There are many paths to the freedom we seek, but I was afraid I would be too weak. I found I was not, and neither are you, but only hand in hand will we walk through. On his last birthday, I realized I'd forgiven my dad. Not because the things he did weren't really that bad. Like me, he was an alcoholic, a disease we never wanted to have. The freedom of forgiveness is for me and no one else. And here was God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. I've even learned to be kind to my mother, a goal I never dreamed I'd achieve. Even though she's never let me forget, her worst mistake was that I was conceived. Her hurtful words no longer ring true. I've come to believe what I hear from you. When I came in these doors, you treated me as though I were as valuable as you. It took years in program to believe that might just be true. Today, I thank God for every circumstance in my life. I can't know what miracles may come from what now brings me strife. I'm so grateful I didn't stop coming to meetings thinking I'd gotten well. It's only been in the past few years that I've been released from hell. I hope I haven't scared you with how long this process can take. Working this program is the best investment in your life you will ever make. Some of us just have issues that require additional work. And without the program, I would have stayed mired in that work. The key is staying willing to pick up any new tool suggested to me. And then the question simply becomes, how free do I want to be?